What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Awesemo.com coming to you with my top 5 FanDuel GPP plays that are all currently 15% or lower in our projected ownership. Filling in for Adam Scherer one more day, then he should be back here. But until then, go sign up at Prize Picks. That's what you guys really need to be doing. Sponsor of this segment, get 1 free month just by depositing, playing over on that site in any paid contest. Really fun gameplay. I think you'll enjoy their prop-based stuff, so check that out. But let's get to my 5 plays over here for the FanDuel slate as it stands. And of course, news is going to be breaking like crazy. Check out the NBA Deeper Dive and the NBA Live Before Lock show, which I'll be on today. So I'll have another hour and a half to be able to help you guys out. But Karl Anthony Towns, my number 5 play over on FanDuel. I talked about him over on DK, but it still applies over on FanDuel. 10% ownership, 10.2 to be exact, at $10,200. The Timberwolves, they're competitive for the first time in forever, but he's far and away the best point per minute player here. 1.32 FanDuel points per minute on the season. Maybe you get Russell and maybe you get Patrick Beverley back, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to have interest in that kind of a ceiling no matter what. So I'm looking at him being a guy that even with all these power forwards and center eligible guys that we want to be playing with the likes of Drew Eubanks, Anthony Davis over on FanDuel, finding a way to pay up for this contrarian center spend up makes a lot of sense to me. Number 4, the aforementioned D'Angelo Russell, 9.3% ownership. He's at a season low $7K salary tag for no other reason than he hasn't played for a week. So should he suit up, I expect 30 plus minutes, which is an absolute smash at this price. Plus, the boom bust tool gives Russell an obscenely high optimal percentage of 22.4%. I can't stand, he's my favorite GPP play from the Timberwolves, even including Karl Anthony Davis here. So I'm going to be firing him up in bulk if he's active. Number 3, a former Timberwolf. We have a theme going here. Andrew Wiggins, 8.4% ownership. He's $7,000. It's a 6-game slate, and the Warriors are currently carrying the slate high implied team total of 119. Of course, that's already baked into the projections, but Wiggins has started to show something since being nominated in All-Star Game starter, putting up 40-plus FanDuel points in his last 3 outings. And Clay, and in particular Steph, are garnering a lot more attention over on the blue side. So Wiggins, for me, makes for a really nice contrarian play at a $7,000 number that people just aren't going to land on. Number 2, and this is kind of a leap of faith for me, Troy Brown Jr. So we're looking at the Chicago Bulls. They just downgraded Zach LaVine less than an hour ago here, and it's just a hunch, but I don't think he plays. And I think Troy Brown Jr. makes a lot of sense against this Toronto rotation rather than going Cook or some of these other guys that have slid into the rotation. I think they're content to let Kobe White come off the bench for this team, and that makes Troy Brown Jr., I think, the 5th starter here. So check out the NBA Live Before Lock show to see if anything changes there. We should have that news during that show, considering it's a 7:30 p.m. Eastern time tip in Toronto. So he's only a 0.7 FanDuel point per minute guy, but extra shot volume is really good for Troy Brown Jr. going back to his Wizards day, has shown some upside in that department. So I like him down near the floor over on FanDuel at the small forward position. And their shot volume, not just for DeRozan and Vooch, but also possibly for whoever that 5th starter could be, along with Javonte Green, who I like as well. And number 1, I want to talk about a leap of faith. Here's a leap of faith. Thaddeus Young, currently projected for 1.1% ownership. He is the flat min on every site across the industry because he's just been out of the Spurs rotation. But Drew Eubanks has failed to play over 24 minutes in a single game this season. You have no Jakob Poeltl. You have no Jock Landale. You have none of these guys out there. So I'm looking at Thaddeus Young as a guy that I think has the potential in a game where they might want to showcase him with a week to go, given he's a 33-year-old veteran. It's not like he needs to be showcased, but it might be a good remember me spot for a guy that isn't going to be a part of this Spurs team going forward. If they want to unload him, they need to play him here over the course of this next week, and this is the perfect opportunity. We currently have Juancho Hernan-Gomez, the new addition here to the Spurs, along with Thaddeus Young, playing 14 minutes apiece, backing up Drew Eubanks. I think one of the two is going to see the majority share, but I'm leaning towards Thaddeus Young. Maybe it's wishful thinking, knowing that he's a 1.1 FanDuel point per minute player on his career and on the season, but I'm in love with this tournament dart so long as that ownership stays low. If other people start getting him to 10, 15%, maybe there's a spot to back off there, but higher optimal percentage rate that he's showing up in the boom bust tool. This guy could be the difference maker in GPPs tonight if he gets 20 plus minutes. So guys, let me know what you think of my 5 plays. If there's anybody else that you've got your eye on here, of course, news is going to continue to flood in throughout the day. That's why you need to check out the NBA Deeper Dive and the NBA Live Before Lock shows. Of course, check out Prize Picks, and I'm Eric Lindquist. We'll see you guys later.